everyone. Good morning. Welcome back to our channel. So today our discussion will be on Career 4.0 in new era of AI. So many of us are confused on choosing a career path. So they doesn't know what we take, like whatever the course we are taking, where will it lead us? So to clear all your confusions, I've come up with an amazing person who is none other than Dr. Sreekanth. He is a PhD holder and he's holding 12 years of experience into MNC as a HR. Now I welcome Dr. Sreekanth to clear up all your doubts. Let's welcome Dr. Sreekanth. So welcome sir, welcome to IARE. It's really good to see you here.
The pleasure is mine actually. Thank you.
Thank you. So I just wanted to know how you'll explain our students and all who are a bit confused on how to choose their career.
So actually indeed, as we are discussing, Shradha, so institutions and the entire university system across, not just in India, throughout the world as well, there is a significant transformation of late that has happened.
Yes.
If you notice, over a span of last 2 months, in the very recent past, we are seeing a radical shift in the nature of jobs, the careers, how the people are getting into the careers and all that.
Yes.
I hope all the universities and of course the job arena as well has been noticing something very interesting about something called as a great resignation. So what is this great resignation all about? So according to the US Bureau of Labor Statistics and many other institutions that have done their independent research on the HRD, the human resource dynamics and the human resource development, they have observed some interesting anomaly in the last 2 weeks or 2 months, if you may add, the very recent past, after COVID. The global pandemic has taken the world into a new world scenario, especially in technology. Almost 4.5 million jobs just in the North American subcontinent itself have been moved off. That means that 4.5 lakh people have resigned. There is an attrition people are moving out and there are still vacancies there. If you notice, even the job visas that are being given across in Australia or UK or Americas and even in India as well, for the technology-based jobs and AI-based and then the new the cutting-edge area-based careers have actually been largely vacant. So there is a study, like, you take be it the Gartner study or McKinsey report, or maybe as I told you about the US Bureau of Labor Statistics studies, or maybe any other study like, even Harvard study. So, and few other studies independently being conducted, all have elucidated one clear fact, that there is a need for the new skill area professionals into these areas, along with various reasons that have been circulating. So if you see, NASSCOM has been publishing repeatedly, and even the world leaders in the AI and AI space, particularly the Google or maybe the Apple or maybe Amazon and other e-commerce and digital forte, everyone has been projecting one thing. The coming future is going to be, no doubt about it, that's going to be automated systems. There's no doubt going to be, high intensive technological based careers. But are the current human resource ready for it? Are the current institutions and universities geared up with their resource being churned out? That's a big question that everybody is now wrapped into. So that's why the career now they are calling as the career 4.0.
Yes.
So there are many careers across, not just in one technology field alone. So you can name it as anything. It can be like into the economics or maybe in management sciences, arts, linguistics also. So the technology is going to play a role through this AI, and then automation is going to happen through the data-driven systems. So that's going to be the transformation in this industry 4.0 and career 4.0.
Okay, that's really nice to know. So next I wanted to know what is actually 4.0 technology.
So it's not just a technology that we're talking about here. So usually, for this, we may have to go a little bit back in our management science studies, the classical studies about it. So, the industrial revolution, ever since when the concept of management has evolved, the human resource management has evolved, like, the Henry Fayol's theories, Maslow's hierarchies, all the management principles and fundamentals of organized systems have started in late 1800s. There is an industrial revolution that has happened. There is a huge volume of expansion of industries and, the cotton mills, and then the automobile revolution. and then you have the serial line manufacturing systems. So there's a heavy, extensive industrialization that has happened in the late 1800s and early 1900s. And after that, we have the World War scene, and then the world has changed again into a new dynamics. And then you have technology that has come in, in a very different format, as in one good example is the mainframe computers with the central processing unit CPU systems are the size of the room back then, 1970s and 60s. So till then it was the third industrial revolution. Slowly we are heading towards it. And then what happened by 90s? There is a radical transformation in the nature in which the organizations have been functioning globally. Why? Because of the World Wide Web and then the internet boom that has come in, the Y2K, the year 2000. So after that, the Microsoft, the Office systems, the home computers have taken up extensively into the World Wide Web network, and so is the organizations as well. So every organization has jumped up to the capacity and they started building on their entire system around this technology based on the computers. So that is the third industrial revolution. What after that happened, a decade after that, you have the world global economic turmoil, and then 2008 and 9, there is some transformation. And we started very quickly and swiftly heading towards something called as a fourth industrial revolution. So there is a study that is serially being conducted by McKinsey Group on careers in this area. And then also the World Economic Forum periodically keeps telling about what is the transformation that is going to be happening in different verticals of career and all that stuff. You can refer to the studies as well. I know we can give in the description also on the reports. So now they are all projecting towards one big wave of industrial revolution, as I told you, that is fourth industrial revolution.
Okay.
Wherein technology is going to play a major role.
Okay.
So when you say technology is going to play a major role, it's not just about the computer science or programming that we're talking about. When we keep talking about the AI, artificial intelligence, so that's a very, I would say, perhaps a highly used buzzword across the worldwide internet now. Everybody keeps talking about it, but there is a difference here that we have to understand. If you talk about AI per se in terms of the career, it's at a very nascent stage. Nascent as in very infancy stage right now.
Yeah.
Because you need to understand the difference between specific intelligence and general intelligence. As in, we are heading towards the data-driven world everywhere. It's not just about one industry. It can be about automobile engineering. It can be about chemical engineering. It can be about manufacturing sector. It can be about supply chain, logistics, transport. It can be about any engineering field to that matter, civil engineering, and also about the management, economics, with statistics, financial technologies, worldwide stock markets, everything in the management. Now, if you talk a little bit about linguistics and arts as well, virtualization, visualization, augmented technology. So you see the beauty of it. It's not just about technology or computer science, but the management sciences, economics, business, and of course the arts, and then culture as well. Yes. Everything is revolving around the technology, and the driving force will be data. When you are heading towards the intensification of data in every industry, obviously you are heading towards AI. So ultimately you are seeing a distant future that is very soon, that is going to come now, that is AI. So that's the fourth industrial revolution, the 4.0, and all the technologies associated with that is what is called as the career in 4.0.
Okay. So guys, now you came to know what actually 4.0 technology is. Now we'll just see how, I wanted to ask, how should we choose which career and which technology?
Yeah, that's a beautiful question, Shradha, for putting this across, because we see it's not just about one individual or something like that. So they say nobody plans to fail, but many fail to plan.
Yes.
So planning a career is something very, very important, especially for the younger generation that is getting into the engineering stream, the BTech, or maybe into the management streams, or maybe to that matter into pure sciences or any other streams, life sciences and so on. So the most important modus operandi in trying to get a better career lies with choosing the right path.
Yes.
So once you pick the path, you need to be consistent in that and make sure that you're going in the right direction. And of course, in that matter, once you have chosen, after the student or the career aspirant has chosen a path, institutions are there always to support. As you know pretty well, that I believe even this group as well have been doing phenomenal job in trying to guide them and all that stuff. But the catch is how to choose the right career path. That's the most challenging thing that everybody gets grappled about. If you see now, across the mainstream media, and of course in the digital world as well, and everywhere across the world, especially after pandemic, we are seeing that, we are being bombarded with or smothered with a lot of data and information about different careers have been coming up. They're more like jargons. Many would not have been knowing, especially when they are at the younger age of their career choosing, like engineering streams or something like that. Don't know how to choose which one to go about,
Yes.
or which one would be right for their passion. So when you're choosing a career, what is more important? We as career experts would want to counsel is try to understand from their perspective as what is that is the loud one to you in terms of the passion, because the passion will drive you. Now you
Yes.
know that you have a digital media and OTT platforms have given an access to everyone to perform their talent and then show up and make a career out of it. If I tell you, can you believe it? More than 60% of the career of the current individual lies from this digital media that they can make a career out of. So earlier, gone are those days of when you're thinking like you want to be in a 9 to 5 and then you want to spend your stint of around 3 decades or something and you call it as career. Now things have changed. Now we are getting into new models of engagement, as in talent management, permalancing, freelancing, okay, and then special remote working, workation or something like that, wherein you're working anywhere.
Yes.
So pandemic has gotten work from home extensively. When
Yes.
before it was there.
Yes.
I'll give you one interesting anecdote. This is being a study that's being conducted by McKinsey and then, of course, the US Bureau of Labor Statistics as well, in understanding how much this technology is going to penetrate into the careers of the individuals. And about 3 to 4 years back, they projected it's going to take over the careers a lot and then try to contribute a lot in your careers in coming 10 years. But now it is fast forwarded because of pandemic. So we are seeing an accelerated rocket-paced speed towards certain career paths, especially in the data-driven markets, in just 5 years span. Because of thanks to pandemic, it has brought in new changes.
Yes.
Now, certain skill areas that have been unimaginable to have work from home. Now they are working from home remotely and then working anywhere.
Yes.
Work from the vacation, work from office, or work from home, and so on. So co-work spaces have come in, wherein you'll be from different workspace, I'll be from workspace, and we'll be working on cloud systems. So these are the new hybrid models of working systems, and that's where the career is changing into altogether. Now coming to your straight question, how do you choose your career? I'll give you a very, very good example about it. When you take technology, as I was telling you about it, okay, there are different technology career platforms or technologies that you would want to master. So as I told you about it, when you're choosing, you have to pick one path. If you say computer sciences, you have, big data is there, cloud computing is there, data visualization and data projections by, Power BI, Tableau, or maybe Salesforce with, Einstein Analytics. There are different technologies associated with that. Now you come to, little bit off from the conventional computer sciences and get into something like information technology. You're talking about the server management and then AWS servers, server architecture, cloud computing. When you are dealing with something related to, Azure and other areas of it. And so the classical way of studying has to be supplemented, as they are called as auxiliary courses. So if somebody is, an example, well-versed with Java programming or something like that, so it would have been good, and it will be a value addition now in this data-driven world of AI, as I'm telling you about it, would require full stack as a part of it. Example, wherein you should have a combination of data, Mongo, Express or something like that, and a supplementary knowledge about the AWS and server architecture, and a little bit of understanding about .NET and further programming language. So a combination, that's what they're calling as a stacked up model of career. So when you say full stack developer, main stack developer, this is exactly what they're talking about. So they're trying to supplement with auxiliary courses, the new age courses, coupled with the classical knowledge about it. This is about computer science. Now let us see a little bit about automobile engineering. Well, is that the AI and 4.0 careers are all for the technology? Well, exactly not. As I told you about it, the data-driven world of digital technologies is a connecting DNA, not just in computer science, but for any career to that matter.
Yes.
Everybody has got a stake in it to learn from, master the course, get certified, or maybe get from the right course, and then get a career extraordinary.
Yes.
Automobile engineering, okay? When you're talking about the embedded systems or how the electric vehicles can contribute towards AMT systems and electric vehicles are contributing towards the technology. If you're learning those courses, these auxiliary courses are provided by edtech companies coupled with the universities and institutions. So that's the reason why if you see even the government policies, when the Indian government and other governments, the new education policies being made it mandatory to have a blended system of curriculum. wherein you have the theoretical construct which is robust in our university system, coupled with the industry knowledge where you are adding them into, making an ideal bridge between them. So it is about new age courses like I was telling about electric vehicles, or maybe 3D printing to that matter, or maybe in biotechnology, okay, gene editing, okay, projected analytics in it. And when you talk about the arts and sciences, linguistics as well, Google Analytics with language added into that, digital analytics, Google AdSense. So these are the new hybrid areas that can help the scholars to get into a relevant stream about by choosing them. So when you're choosing, it's not just about like you are choosing a career and then sticking to that. As I told you about it, now it's going to be very dynamic. So you will have to adapt, but in the correct career path. As in, as I told you about electric vehicles, when you have chosen as a good career, there is a spectrum of different technologies that you can learn in the electric vehicles that you have to master. So after automobile engineering, you would go into that. You have chosen civil engineering, let us suppose. So civil engineering has got CAD designing, special design illustrations, learn a little bit of VR and augmented reality for making your easement of your work better. This is how the technology is getting to supplement them in their respective career. The same with the life sciences, the pharma, medical sciences, and of course with the management sciences, no doubt about it. If I talk about the management alone, good example to say here. Fintech is there. So what are the finances there? Now it's added with the financial technologies. And we are also having the econometrics coupled with metrics and statistical driven tools and applications coupled with the classical knowledge of economics. So even the MCOM, by doing these courses, or even with BCom, Bachelor of Commerce and honors, they can also do these courses and make wonderful careers into the Industry 4.0 structure.
Okay.
So that's how we have to choose it. So stick to your industry and the domain, but make sure you are supplementing with the right new age career courses through edtechs, and of course being coupled with the universities and colleges.
It was really we received a great information from you, because many were confused what to choose and what technology will help them out. So it was really good to know a lot of stuff from that. And now I also wanted to know, what is the role of edtech?
That's a nice question, actually. So we keep asking ourselves, in fact, what is the role of an education technology institution?
Yes.
What is this edtech about? When you have universities, when you have colleges, why do you still require a new auxiliary institute that you want to supplement? Yes, it is required, because as I'm talking about it, the university system with academics are being robust and wonderful in terms of Bloom's taxonomy, and then teaching average, what is the learning curve of the student, everything, name it, that will be there from the universities, because they have been time tested in this area and they know how to introduce a pedigree of knowledge into the students. But when there is an industry connect for the new age courses, as I'm telling you about, in each and every horizontal axis of the career domain, you definitely need an industry connect. And that industry connect can be brought in from the education technology auxiliary support. Because as I was telling you about it, you can be taught pretty good about the automobile engineering, but if you want to talk something about embedded systems and electric vehicles and future of electric vehicle modules, you need an industry expert who has been already well versed in that area for at least for the past 5 years or 10 years. They can be supplementing this already existing wonderful course of automobile engineering to the students. So in order to bridge the gap between these two wonderful pillars of the industry around, like one is the technology or the future, and the other is the academic system. And the bridge is the edtechs, if I may say. This is the ideal bridge which can help the students from transcend from this wonderful building into the future career areas. So the edtechs now, they are so imperative. So as you rightly said about it, why the edtechs are being very important, if I may say, like how I was telling you about the different auxiliary career courses that can supplement about. The government also has identified it so important that they made it mandatory that the credit courses should be picked from the edtechs now, irrespective of your course, and they have to be added to your curriculum now. Now it's part of your curriculum system in all the engineering streams, management streams, and arts, and of course other commerce and other areas also. So the edtechs are going to supplement those credit points, wherein you get hands-on experience in real time, because they have the technology, the infrastructure, the facilities are being there. Plus, they are going to make use of the time of the student in the university itself, right in the premises of the university, as they have a tie-up. They can learn things about it. So before, it's something like, you are learning things beforehand you get into the industry itself.
Yes.
So a practical hands-on experience. So that's how the edtech is going to contribute. So if somebody is saying like, we don't have that bandwidth of time or maybe the financial,
Yes.
ability or the pocket strength to afford some huge, price tags of being coming up with edtech. Thanks to the government, even the government is having Swayam courses that are being there. So many of the courses at the very, the entry level courses in all these respective streams are being available free of cost. So even the
Okay.
government is giving those courses to them. Thousands of courses are there available. Students can make use of them and then learn the preliminary introduction about it. Well, of course, if you want to get more hands-on experience, you can seek out to the advanced ones. They are on
Yes.
subscription
The
basis.
basic ones are for free of cost.
Absolutely.
Yes, that's actually a good thing.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that's how the edtechs are contributing for this 4.0 careers for many of them in the economics, management, technology, sciences, and life sciences also.
Okay. So it was really nice to know about the EdTech also, because we never know how does it goes on and where will it take us.
True.
So because of that confusion only, students are also not able to choose the right career.
Exactly.
And I am really very thankful to you.
Pleasure is
You
mine.
just cleared all the students' doubt, because there were many, not only our students, there are many other students outside who have just completed their intermediate or so,
Correct.
just stepping into their career, and they're still in dilemma and they're still confused what to choose. So I guess this video will definitely help them. And I'm really thanks that you are here and you made time for us.
Thank you.
And you are here. Thanks a lot for that.
I would want to thank also the institution for getting me this bandwidth and time to help our students around. So it's not just about one institution, but across, as you rightly mentioned about it.
Yes.
So yeah, institutions are always there. Especially, I'm sure we were discussing right off the
Yes,
camera
yes,
also how
yes.
wonderful our institution has been
Yes.
doing this. You can get the counseling from the faculty here and professors about how to choose your career path. As I keep repeating, so make sure that you are choosing your career path well first, and then stick to it and make sure what are the technologies that are being associated with this career path, and try to learn in that direction. And I'm sure, as I told you about it, there are some on the house free of cost preliminary courses that can help you out to start
Yes,
with,
yes.
and then you can build your career further basing on the requirement of it.
So they can choose whichever technologies they wanted to learn or whichever course they wanted to learn.
Absolutely.
They can at least try for the starting primary courses also.
Absolutely. Like
Yes.
I told you about it, Shradha. So one thing is pretty evident. I want to summarize this interaction in one word. The future is going to be about singularity. Singularity as in everything is boiling down towards data. It's a data-driven
Yes.
world. It's about art, be it about the sciences, as I told you, life sciences or management or technology core computer sciences. Everything will boil down towards data. So learning a skill in a specific area as an auxiliary course or auxiliary technology in your subject will definitely help you, accent your career growth and then, make you grow better in your
Yes.
careers.
So we'll end up here. And I really wanted to thank you once again for being here.
The pleasure is mine, and thank you, IARE, for this wonderful opportunity to discuss here.
So guys, please do subscribe to IARE channel and do not forget to like, share, comment and subscribe. So take care. Bye-bye. See you in the next video.
Like, share and subscribe. Hit the bell icon for more updates.